Now, last year, controversy raged over the first extracts of a new book called Home Truths. It examined Britain's major towns and cities and ruthlessly criticised the people who live there. The book's finally been published, and here to answer all the questions you've been dying to ask is the author himself, Mr. BillMurphy. Welcome. Now, Home Truths is your debut book. What inspired you to write it?
I was just sitting in a pub talking about how awful England has become, how Bill Bryson's written Notes from a Small Island, and
which was actually quite nice about Britain, wasn't he? He was very
he was
nice.
British
people enjoyed it.
That's exactly right. So I thought we needed a book which actually tells the truth, and also he wrote it nearly 30 years ago. And
was
the
it
decade.
30 years ago?
Well, no, it's about 1973.
One, yeah.
1973. Well, the one in England. I'm not sure if it was his first.
No, he was recreating his first visit to Britain, wasn't he?
The first time he wrote it was in the early 70s, because he mentions, you know, that you can tell from the way it's written that it's around 73.
Like when he gets to Dover.
Yeah.
But he likes
Quite
also...
no Dover I've ever been to.
Yeah, right. But he sort of tries to confirm all these kind of myths we try and sort of love to believe about ourselves, doesn't he, as well? It's quite sort of cutesy,
So,
B&B's a good scene and all that.
So I thought I'd tell it how it really is.
OK. Have you actually visited all the towns?
Every single town. I spent at least 3 days in every place over a gruelling 8 months.
Oh.
Most depressing 8 months of my life, I'll tell you.
Oh, no.
The provinces, I'm never going back there again.
Where?
The provinces.
Right, I don't know that you'll be welcome, if I'm honest, Bill. Due to the endless criticisms you make about all the towns you visited, there have been a fair amount of adverse reaction to the book. Where have you had most complaints come from?
The provinces?
Well, I would say they've all been fairly critical. There's lots of people out there with that sense of humour, and there's particularly in Southport.
Actually, yeah.
Good morning, Southport.
Right, Southport.
OK. Now, is the book meant to be funny, or are you being entirely serious?
It's a combination of factors. I'm both being very serious, and it's a light-hearted read.
Presumably also depending on the violence of the critic. If someone actually approaches you and seems genuinely miffed about what you've written, it's a joke! But if someone comes up to you and goes, absolutely right about Southport, you go, yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, so either way you win there.
Too right.
Hopefully.
Is there anywhere in the UK that you absolutely love?
Yes.
Where?
Central London, Zone 1, just north of the river.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you live there?
Well, I might do.
Funnily enough.
So
Well,
you
no,
can
you
find me.
would. Sorry, obviously, we don't
Why do you
condone
continue to live here?
hunting people down like animals.
In England?
In England, yeah.
Well,
Why don't you just move away?
As long as I'm in Zone 1, north of the river, I'm fine.
OK, nice one.
But if you do like or you dislike the UK so much, why do you continue to live here?
Well, it's only occurred to me since I wrote the book that I might want to live somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah, because I hadn't really studied how awful it really is.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
OK, do you know what? You state in one chapter and this is about Macclesfield, I quote, Macclesfield man drinks until the women become attractive. Now, that's a heavy charge to people of Macclesfield. Where'd you get that from?
It was an observational book that I wrote. I got to Macclesfield. I'd never been so overwhelmed by such a surrounding population of, women who were fairly unappealing. And I noticed the beer was like student union prices. It was like subsidised. So I thought, well, I drew the conclusion: Macclesfield man must drink until the women become attractive.
Bill, are you frightened of me? You are a bit, aren't you? On behalf of the women of Macclesfield.
Yes. Bill, do you see yourself as an attractive man?
I have no view on
there we go.
Now, according to the book, Stevenage is a nice place if you like hideous architecture and you don't mind getting beaten up. Can you elaborate on that?
Do you know what, actually, I've been to Stevenage. Actually, I've got to tell you, that is fair comment.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised if a local told you that.
It was a local who told me. Oh, because
Busted. Well, it was a local who told you, sorry.
It was.
I've been there, and that's exactly what was my impression of it. I got threatened about 4 times, and I thought the architecture wasn't that good.
It used to be a really nice town until the 1940s, and then they trashed it.
And they knocked it down and rebuilt it. So it was actually a big, what was it, post-carriage town?
It was a large carriage town.
It was. Would you consider yourself a pessimist?
Absolutely not. I would think anyone who's going to do this is an optimist. Someone's going to stand up and say, "This is last chance saloon. This is your last opportunity." There's got to be an optimist. I mean, there must be some hope somewhere. I didn't actually find it, but there must be some out there somewhere.
What good's come out of the book for you?
Oh, I can't answer that. I don't know.
Okay, just how long do you spend in each... On average, how long do you spend in each town?
Between 3 days and 7 days.
Do you think that's enough to be able to judge a place, do you?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
OK. Now, in order to get the definitive rundown of your least liked places in Britain, we've asked you to compile a list of your top 5, which we're calling Town and Out. Bill, starting with number 5, Southport.
Oh. Yes, well, it's supposedly a tourist resort, but it's not only have all the tourists gone, but now so is the sea.
Assuming the tea's abandoned as well.
Yeah.
OK. Number 4, Liza. Maidstone.
Oh, Maidstone. Oh, well, that's the archetypal small town of England, isn't it? And it wants to become a city.
Well, how's it going to do that?
Why don't you like Maidstone then?
Oh, it's dreadful. You drive through the horrible end of North Kent and you reach the epitome of dreadful small-town England. And it wants to become a city.
God.
OK, there's going to be a lot of cheers for this one. Number 3 is... Now, look, there's a guy here. This is Braintree's favourite son. Now, you look him in the eyes and you tell him.
Congratulations, you've escaped.
Oh, brilliant, thanks.
So he still lives there.
Sorry, sir.
Go on, I've got down here, a void of helplessness and violence.
It is the teenage pregnancy capital of Europe.
Hey! It's not like to be cheered.
Honestly.
He's responsible.
But this is teenage pregnancy capital of Europe.
Yeah. Well, it's Space Spot the Wedding Ring in Braintree. You can't do it.
No!
Do you know what? This is really miserable, isn't it?
Yeah, really miserable.
It's really miserable.
Do you not
Bill,
see the good?
Bill, can we make you laugh before the end of the show and then say something lovely about Beau Locks?
Cheltenham.
Well, it's a close road thing. I'd like to put it. It's like an Oscar ceremony. You all did very well indeed, but coming in at a close number 2, Cheltenham. Yeah, the most pretentious people in the UK. They call themselves Centre for the Cotswolds. Look on a map, they're not actually in the Cotswolds.
Nice, well spotted. OK.
They're Quantox.
And number 1 is Luton. Luton. Why Luton?
Oh, it's so violent, so dreadful. Even last week I was reading in a paper on the day the book came out saying that some gang of youths were beating up 2 policewomen. And there was a crowd of onlookers just standing and saying, that's Luton for you.
You got here mobs of illiterate youths and adults. Even the Chamber of Commerce there says the people are unemployable.
Yeah, unemployable is what most of the population of Luton is. Hello, Luton.
Isn't it?
Thank you very much for annoying an entire nation. This is Bill Murphy. He doesn't like this great and beautiful land, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the joke of Britain.
Well, he might do, and if you want to know more, then you have to read Bill's book, and that's that.
Here's the book. It's Home Truths, a jaunt around the decaying heart of England. You know, Bill, can you sign one of these for me? And this is the sort of book I really enjoy reading. No, it is.
It's true.
I'll do it.
After the break, Donna finds out whether to be flash or a bash when she meets Tarbuck.